Hello again, welcome back to another daily Binding of Isaac Repentance. Now I got it recording. Earlier I didn't have OBS running and I was talking to myself and not recording anything. Which, I mean, I guess it wouldn't make any difference whether it's recording or not. I'm talking to myself regardless to you guys. The audience. So it's June 12th, 2022. I started to run earlier. I noticed that I wasn't recording, so I got it working again now. Seed here is N1YZMYLS, and I was trying to figure out about this whole IBS thing, and it gives me random, like, anointed blue baby effects. It's not just, oh yeah, I got that thing on too. Well, you know what? It's actually kind of useful here. Oops, well, if you know how to do it right, durr. Well, there goes my streak. Seed here is C8T1XKSW. And I was trying to talk about earlier too, that there's a kind of a heat wave going on right now, and a lot of the country is experiencing some kind of heat wave, which, you know, down in southwest especially, where it's like, well, not a surprise, it's hotter than the blazes of hell. Talk about, well, Death Valley is, you know, this temperature. Yeah, I know that. Like, it's gonna get hotter. Yeah, Death Valley is gonna be hot. So is other different parts of the country and other countries and stuff. Deserts. Evidently, I've been through Death Valley once when I was a wee little lass. I'm gonna take this, by the way. Now, I wonder if I can just put that away. Okay, I can. All right, that's what I thought. Yeah. This is a good investment here. Look for any special rocks, tenor rocks. I wonder if this is like a full charge thing, like you complete a room and then you get it filled up all the way. Because that'd be pretty cool if that's the case. It's not often I pick this thing up. So yeah, I got a heat wave going on. And there is a concern about the power grid being, it's not going up. Do I have to use all my energy in order to fill this up then? Is that the dealio? I wonder. Can this find secret rooms? Because if it can, that'd be pretty cool. That's assuming that it can. It's got a pretty good range. Cool. And I assume once you fill up that meter, then you can... After you clear a room, once you completely deplete it, it fills it. No? What? Oh, okay. So it's like once per floor thing? Is that the deal? Wow, that sucks. Well, good to know. Is that a super tenor rock right there? I see a small X. Nope. Never mind. Fool me once, shame on... You know what? We'll take this with us. This is not a bad trinket. I mean, Isaac's Tears is not that great. It's okay, but... it's whatever. So, yeah, the heat wave. They're talking about the grid. Oh, the stress on the grid because of the heat waves and stuff. And, well, yeah, heat is part of it. You know, the sun, solar flares especially, you get those coming around. And then you're stressing the lines. Plus, you're stressing the lines more with people using even more energy because they have to use, like, ACs and everything else to cool off their properties because of the hot climates down yonder. Synth not bad. All right, go down to the next floor. Growing up, we did have ACs. When I was a kid, thankfully. Well, actually, let me back up. For home life, we did. For a little bit, we didn't have an AC. It was like an in-between point, or before we even got our first one. Ooh, look at this. Hemolacria. Big damage boost. And so we just kind of had to deal with the heat to some extent when we didn't have AC. Like when I was in middle school, surprisingly, some classes didn't have AC units. Oh, hello there. Oh no! They just kept going. Yeah, they didn't have like AC units. One class I had, we're just gonna blow you up. I need this key. Hail Satan. One class I had didn't have AC, so instead what we did was, we used a ceiling fan and we opened the windows. That's it. And maybe just go out and get some water or something from the water fountain. Now, in the winter time, like, this is gonna sound like some medieval stuff or whatever, or some 1800s thing. We had to button up. Like, it wasn't like super dastardly cold in the classrooms necessarily, but the heaters wasn't functioning properly because at the time we had mostly radiators, old radiators, and they didn't work too well. And so we had to kind of bundle up a little bit for certain classes. Just such a weird time. I mean, nowadays that you know, like schools from my hometown and stuff like that, they've got heating and air conditioning and centralized air and all sorts of stuff. Like, so they don't have to worry about that anymore. But us kids, like, we had to kind of deal with it. Of course, high school, when I got to high school and even before middle school, it wasn't, I mean, it was a lot better. It was a lot better, that's for sure. It wasn't terribly hot, thankfully. Like, we had ways to cool off. We had plenty of fans and stuff. Fans make a hell of a difference when it's hot out. If that's like the only thing you got, yeah, that's nice. We had ceiling fans. We had box fans in middle school. Some classrooms had the have the opportunity and the privilege to have AC units.
Shot speed up.
So I wasn't totally screwed. And we had some insulation in the school. It wasn't like, oh, you have no insulation. Man, what else? It's like one of those things. When you think of AC, like, it's just one of those little things you think about, or you don't really think about too much at times, of how, you know, significant it is to have something that keep you cool and keep you from having to deal with the suffering of the heat. Now, my AC unit here, I had replaced like last year or so because it wasn't working right. This one works far better. Now, they can get pricey. Sometimes you need a big industrial one. Not like a big industrial, but like a big one for a decent sized house. But if you're gonna have like a small room or something, you don't need a big one. And sometimes they have measurements of how much square feet the units can handle, you know, properly. And of course, you know, you need to recharge your ACs and clean them out especially, and all sorts of stuff. I don't know how you recharge an AC. I guess you just plug it in the wall and let it charge. No. I mean, there's got to be a way to do it, I would think. I wonder, does this, like, open up secret rooms and stuff? I wonder. All right, that solved the mystery. Now if we could just blow up beggars with this thing, that'd be great. I'm risking myself here with these mushrooms. It's not a bad weapon either. I mean, this trinket's not bad. I think they've improved on it pretty significantly, but preferably I want a different spacebar. Oh God! Oh my Lana. Though it has been giving me some benefits here. It's allowing me to access all these different things. Okay. I guess we can go to the well, let's see. Right here. You know what? This is... Maybe I underestimate this, this item. This item's actually pretty tits. That's what the cool kids say anymore. Alright. I think we need to put some money in the machine here. Kind of give back. My machine's been just kind of suffering there for a while. But yeah, little things like that. Centralized heating, AC, stuff like that, like, makes a world of difference. Of course, I was reading something interesting about the whole, you know, thing with the heating situation, potential heating situation with, not heating, I'm sorry. The potential grid blackout situation down south in the southeast, the southwest area, but like possible power grid issues because not only they've been switching to green energy, which it's, I'm not gonna go too political with it, but let's say they're not prepared with that kind of stuff and they've cut out a lot of the more important fossil fuel stuff that's necessary to keep things running. And they don't have any backups whatsoever with that kind of stuff, so... Which doesn't surprise me, I mean... Like, for example, the hydroelectric thing out west, I mean, it's a great thing, but the problem is when you have a big freaking drought, you can see it in Lake Mead and stuff, and then I think also Hoover Dam's having issues. They're talking about having issues with it, and if it gets to a certain level, then it's going to cut down on the generation, so then what are you going to do? That's the thing, like, if you're planning to switch everything to a different kind of power generation, you better be having a backup plan and a bunch of other things. I feel like they'd had it. So, same thing, too, with the water shortage, too, dumping the reservoir water before they had a drought. Actually, before the drought got worse, excuse me, because the drought was... I mean... The shortage of water is starting to happen in the 90s, for California at least, and dumping the reservoirs full of water for environment reasons, and then all of a sudden you have like a shortage of water. Now you're kind of shot yourself in the foot with that. You create more problems than necessary. So, and also growing almonds, like, almonds is like one of the, we see the almonds, pistachios, walnuts, I was reading about, they take up the most water, like, I think to grow one almond, it's like a gallon of water, and the other ones are roughly the same. But the reason why almonds is a big one especially in California, because because almonds has the most demand out of all these different nuts that take up a bunch of water. And so almonds, I was reading something interesting about. They take, what was it? They take 3 or 4 times more gallons of water. They take just as much gallons of water to grow and stuff like that in California as everyone's consumption in Los Angeles for 2 days worth of water. Like, holy crap. I mean, I buy almonds. Well, they're from California because, like, majority of them are being exported and imported. We're not imported. Well, it's imported here, but we're not exporting them, I guess. That makes sense. They're the ones exporting it, mostly. Now, why almonds are the biggest thing ever? I don't know. Well, I guess you got almond flour, right? Then you got, like, just the regular almonds for, like, you know, cakes, pastries. And then, I don't know what else you use almonds for. I mean, I don't really cook often, so I can't really tell you. But supposedly they're, like, the most requested thing. So they ship them all around the world. I think China or some country like that has, like, one of the biggest, like, imports for nuts in the U.S. is almonds. And I think maybe it's a cultural thing there, like they use almonds for, like, a particular festival or some kind of, like, exotic dish. Now, I buy almonds because I eat, like, about 1/4 of a cup a day, right? And so I eat almonds mainly because it gets me some nutrients. It's got some good fats. It's got some good properties to them. Not really want for a wisp thing, but whatever. You know what? I am appreciating this thing even more. Like, I can do more damage with this thing than anything. This wisp generator, like, whatever, you know? Yeah, like, over time, after you use more and more of them, then you get more and more wisps. Yeah, that's cool, but, like, a long recharge rate, like, that's whatever. So I don't really cook with almonds. I mean, you can make almond pie, I suppose. I think you can make an almond pie, can you? I mean, it shouldn't be impossible. I mean, you can make pecan pie. Why not almonds? Almond flour, which it's found in, like, a lot of gluten-free products, so that makes sense. Grind up a bunch of almonds. And then what else?
Excellent.
I guess skincare products, maybe? Actually, you know what? That probably would make sense. Skincare products, and then... Is there such thing as almond oil? Oh, there's almond butter. I guess there's that, too. Maybe there's a lot more products than I realize. Maybe it's, like, a lot more than that. Maybe it's, like... a whole new world. But that's kind of the thing that, you know, contributes to those droughts too. Is like something that's going to eat up a lot of, like, water. Is crops. Certain crops. Not all crops, but certain crops. Now, of course, that would might devastate their economy further, California's, if they just stop producing almonds altogether, because that's a huge economic factor with things. Now, up in Northern California, they have, from what I was told, they have vineyards with wine and stuff like that. I'm really interested in trying some California wine up there sometime. I do appreciate a good wine. Like a kind of wine where it's like not some cheap stuff at Walmart, like in a box, or some Barefoot or anything weird. Like an actual great tasting wine. Like, I wouldn't mind too much with a dry wine. Like, as much as I don't care for it too much, I would appreciate if it's a good kind of dry wine, you know? Good quality. You know, same thing holds true with like good quality wine in general. In alcohol too. Except I tend to drink off and on some what do you call it? Angry Orchard, which you could say, well, that's just cheap cider. You're right. I don't really explore too much for alcohol. Is the thing. Like, I don't want to be in the habit of be drinking a lot or drinking it regularly or whatever. Like, I'm not worried about an addiction, but if I drink it consistently, it can become an addiction. So I know how I was when I ate a bunch of junk food every day and gained a bunch of weight and everything. So that can... Now and then it's fine. Now and then it's fine. One of my favorite kind of wines is, I've had elderberry wine before. That wasn't bad. And that was made from a local vineyard. Well, a local winery. I don't know if they're growing elderberries. Oh my goodness. Like, if you ever have a chance to try elderberry jam, go for it. Like, if you can find some good quality stuff. Or make your own, which is even better. If you get the freshest berries. They're a little bit tedious to, like, get the pits out. And then they smell when you cook them. But then after that, when you get the consistency right and make the jam, it's so good. Like, I would say it's a lot better than grape jam. You can put that stuff on pancakes. Man, it's good, really good on pancakes. You can put that on PB&J. You can make wine, even. Wine might be a little bit more complex. Well, at least for my part. I wouldn't dare try making alcohol. I don't want to create some, you know, spore thing. They made me sick and kill me or something, you know? Kind of like moonshine. Oh my god! Is my shot speed just too high? Is that why it's going over things? Like, I don't want it supposed to? It's just supposed to or whatever? Whatever. I drank a whole bottle of, elderberry wine in one sitting before. Drank it like water. Keep in mind, I don't have like a tolerance of alcohol or anything, so. To where it's like, oh, I could drink this every day and not feel a thing. Nah. I felt something afterwards. It took a little bit of time because it was wine. If I just did it with vodka, it'd probably kill me. Took a whole bottle of vodka. Yeah. That'd probably kill me. That'd be a different story. What else does California grow? Well, they grow, well, redwoods. I mean, that's been natural formation stuff, and then I think they just grow some additional ones to preserve them, I think. I've never seen the redwoods, but I've heard that they're really good. I mean, they're really cool. They're very surreal. They're huge. Like, you can't fathom of, like, how big they really are, from what I was told. I was like, yeah, that makes sense, because, like, when I went to the Grand Canyon years ago, in Arizona. Oh, what the hell? Okay, I'm trying to figure out what happened here. I didn't have a trinket that caused me to... That is like some rare stuff right there. I never seen that before. Some enemy had a bunch of junk on him. And I killed him. I got stuff. Ha! All right. I'll take it. Anyways, yeah, like when I went to Grand Canyon, it was so freaking big. Like just humongous. Like there wasn't any words to really describe what I was seeing. Like, it was like, I mean, I took photographs of stuff, but like, see, the thing about seeing these places is photographs don't often show you, well, actually, in almost all cases, if not all cases, doesn't show you like the complexity and the vastness of seeing it in your first person perspective, because you're not getting the whole depth and stuff like that out of pictures. You know, depth and field of range and everything. And when you go there, you see it for yourself in person. You see something that's totally different. Like, I've been to Grand Canyon. I've been to some other place in Arizona, this village. I've been to Yellowstone. I've been to, you know, the Badlands. I've been all sorts of, you know, pretty significant sites. I mean, I've been to Chicago, but they ain't a whole lot of anything. It's just a concrete jungle, but bigger. Well, not bigger. It's probably not as big as like New York or something, which I've yet to go to. Experience the traffic jams and the frustration of being stuck in one and crossing this bridge and that bridge. I want to experience the full-on rage of dealing with everything there. Now, I was going off earlier, too, before I kind of cut myself off about... Supposedly, I went through Death Valley when I was an infant. And I don't have any memories of it, but I was told about it. We were just driving through Death Valley for some reason. In California. I think it was in California. And that was pre-cell phone days. Well, okay, let me back up. So, when I say pre-cell phone days, I mean like like anybody can naturally just get a cell phone cheaply. Cut days is what I mean. We're talking about like car phone era, and then like these big phones, satellite phones, with a short battery and a long, expensive cost to deal with making calls. So we didn't have any of those luxuries at that time. So if we would have got broken down or something, one of us, not me, because I can't do it, would have to probably just wander off and feign help somehow. I don't know what the deal is there. Like, maybe they have like special stations every so many miles to like, in case that kind of thing ever happened. What the hell are you even doing in Death Valley anyways? Besides like, you know, getting to a certain place or whatever. Like, I want to be out there in the sun. Screw that. Like, it's one thing where I can handle the heat. It's another where it's like too much damn heat, where it's like, oh, Death Valley standards. The weather today is, it hits 120 in Death Valley. I guess I wouldn't need a stove to be cooking anything anymore. I could just put on a frying pan outside, let it cook as I stay in the shade. Though, I guess a cool benefit about being out there, kinda, if you don't deal with the taxes and the costs and stuff of living out in California, and is you get some excellent excellent solar activity with you know, how much sunlight that's out there. So you can have like what do you call it? Solar panels and stuff all set up. And then probably, I imagine you could probably see the stars out there, I think. I think you're far enough from the cities that you can see that. Which that would be kind of cool. See the galaxies and everything. Because I had a little bit of a taste of that, just a little bit, when I was at this village in Arizona when I was hiking too. Kind of a middle of nowhere, really, and the only way you can get out is like a helicopter or a mule. Like, there's no roads, like, at all. Car roads. It's basically feet roads, you know? It's roads for your feet or for mule or horse. And those helicopter rides would be extremely expensive, especially if you need to take an emergency thing out of there, like fly out or something. And it's about like 10 or 12 miles, I think. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, about 10 or 12 miles one way. So it's not a bad hike that I had. I was overweight at the time, and that wasn't even bad. That wasn't even like terrible for me. Best thing is, like, there's no cars you have to worry about, like, crossing a street constantly. It's just like you get an occasional, you know, pack of mules, you know, running through, and maybe some hikers that kind of passing through, but that's it.
Range down.
Now, I don't think they have wolves out there, or coyotes. I don't think. I could be wrong, because they have wild mustangs and wild dogs. Wild dogs is in the sense that they had dogs, and some of them became wild, and that's why we were always advised never to pet any kind of animal, or feed any kind of animal. Because, you know, the Black Plague and stuff we were warned about. For the squirrels. Yep, there's squirrels that would just come right up to you. I mean, they call them squirrels. I call them, like, freaking... What do you call them? They call them squirrels, but I call them, like groundhogs or whatever. Yeah. Kind of like groundhogs is what they look like. But apparently they're a squirrel. It's like, okay, well, I mean, tomato, tomato, they look like a rodent. See, now, how do I avoid these spikes so easily? Yeah, they come down, but then it's like, you don't have much time to react. I fought this boss, like, I don't know how many times. Hey, spun. And tears up. All right. Let's just keep hurting ourselves here. Hell yeah, brother. Pain. Maybe. I know that was going to happen there. Don't worry about that. No. We're going to take this with us. Yeah, rodents. Essentially, we just call them rodents. I mean, rats, mice, squirrels, groundhogs. I mean, I guess you could consider a woodchuck maybe a squirrel. Big old squirrel. I mean, I think maybe it fits in the category of like a capybara. A giant squirrel dog thing. Coconut doggos, they call them. Oh. Yep, so... Yeah, rodents. What else do you do in California? I mean, I guess it's Disney World. There's... I was about to say Orlando, but that's the wrong part of the continent. I don't know. SeaWorld? Is that a thing in California? Do they have like a SeaWorld in Florida too? I mean, there's probably more stuff than I realize that's out there. Like, I know there's like a bunch of stuff to do in California, but like... I mean, I've been to Reno. I remember Reno, Reno, Nevada, that is. Yeah, I mean... It's whatever. Like I was there for like not really a vacation, but for like some other business stuff that was happening. One of the things I was told not to do when I was in Reno is to like touch anyone that's not moving on the street, because you could be pinned for murder. If the person's dead, then they can turn around and turn you in for murder. Even though you didn't kill the person. Because somebody will see you and be like, you murdered this person. Da-da-da, this person's already dead. Yep, that's a thing. So, you ever go out to those kind of places, you see a homeless person, don't touch them or anything, because, I mean, not just because of like, you know, you could be implicated for murder if they're dead, but also they can shank you or something. Just kind of use your best judgment of how you can, like, you know, interact with a person like that. I'm not saying all of them are like that. It just depends on circumstances, you know, like different environments they're in, and you know what I mean? Just go with your gut feeling and be cautious. Of course, around these parts it's fine, but like in many cases. All right, where is this item room? There you are. Trying to whistle at me. Oh, that's still nice. You know, explosivo, fine. I mean, it's not a bad item. All things considered, as long as I don't blow myself up with it. It beats, it sure beats, what do you call the other item? The, I'm blanking on the name. Firemind. Firemind would be, like, more dangerous. With this, we can tap somebody with that. Range down? Why would I want something like that? We got so much money, like... If we find an R key, we can go back and put some money in the chest. Assuming that would work. Because we didn't blow it up, so... If we find the R key... I'd say it comes back again, since it's not been blown up. Because if it's been blown up and you use the R key, it won't be restored again. From my understanding. We got a text here. What we got going on here? Oh. I'll respond to that later. Nothing bad or whatever. It's just somebody texts me back. I've been to New Mexico once, actually twice. Sorry. That's on a train, so I guess technically I've been there because not only I went through there, but there was a stop at Albuquerque twice, and I got off the train. So technically I was in New Mexico. I can't tell you much about New Mexico other than it's like a lot of desert. And it takes, and you know, Breaking Bad takes place there, which is pretty like metal. Would I live in New Mexico? Probably not. Probably not. Though, speaking of train stuff, like, whenever we cross the borders to different states, if there's a certain law that applies to train-related activities, we had to follow them. So one state, I can't remember which one it was. Might have been New Mexico. Might have been kind of a southern state. We couldn't have alcohol until... alcohol couldn't be served until like, you know, it's the afternoon. So there's no morning alcohol routine stuff. I'm like, okay. So they follow the laws based on, like, circumstances that are going on the train. So, like, they have a bar down in the basement of the train. They had... you know, the little things like that, and then I don't know what the other rules were. I know alcohol was one big one. Which I'm not like bummed out. I can't have my vodka in the morning. Just wake up and not drink any water, and the first thing I drink is some vodka. With some orange juice. And I get drunk fast, and I wondered why I have a headache the next day or something. Oh, what happened? Why am I drunk so fast? I'm not dehydrated. Or am I? Now, I could have had a bloody margarita. I heard they're disgusting. Which, I'll try it. Like, I heard they put tomatoes in there. I don't know how I feel about tomatoes with my alcohol. Maybe be fine. Maybe be fine. I don't know. Maybe peppers would be better. Like, chili pepper or something. I would think, depending on how they make this alcohol. I don't know. And this is on a train, so maybe it'd be even worse. Maybe it won't be good quality alcohol. That's a big explosion. I'm glad I took that thing. Hitting so many dead ends today. But we should be able to pull it off here. Except this tier height is what's kind of throwing me off a little bit with firing. And that tier height's associated with that shot speed. So our shot speed's a little high. I like how they all just like shifted to different places after I broke a bunch of rocks and stuff. Can't hide from me. I guess if I go to California to visit, I'd probably stock up on a bunch of water bottles. Because I imagine it'd be a lot cheaper stocking them up and taking them with me than buying them at the site. Oh, another thing I had too, that was kind of exotic, is prickly pear jam. That wasn't...
Speed up.
Wait, speed up. Speed up? That shot... Oh. That's weird. Why would it say speed up if it was a shot speed? Oh, we made it worse. We made it worse. Wasn't paying attention either. Okay. Here then. All right. Here then. All right. Well. Goodness gracious. Look at the time. See, this is where it gets all silly right now, where it's like, hey, this is there's a way to get in and out. No. Oh, it's probably like right there. No. Let's see. Right there, maybe then. Uh-huh. That probably, or right there. But did I check there already? No, I didn't check there either. Okay. Could have been one of two spots or some obscure place. I don't care. The point is, we're here. Tier height. I regret getting a shot speed up. Now, if you give me some brimstone, on the other hand. What is, like... Yeah, okay, tier's height, I get it, but then, like, why is it sticking way above him if his hitbox is, like... I don't know. Something's finicky. Alright, what we got? Holy water's pretty good. The chain isn't bad, but the shoop the whoop is going to do a little better for us. We got 3 of these guys in here, so should not be like getting right in front of him like that. Infestation 2 is pretty good as well. You know, one thing I never hear about anymore is people talking about going to, like, water parks. You know? You hear about, like... Let's see, what's some big ones? There's, like, Six Flags. There's one called Wisconsin Dells. I think that's a water park, isn't it? And then what's out west and east? Well, Disney World, Disneyland, Orlando theme park probably has, I imagine they have some. I don't know of any big ones, but like, nobody really talks about those. I mean, true that they're meant for kids and some grown-ups. But like, I don't really hear people talk about that anymore. Back when I was a kid, we swam in a pond. And big pond park thing. Of course, that got shut down because of liability reasons and all sorts of stuff that they couldn't really control. And I think looking back now, if we would have still had that thing, they would have been shut down by now. Not for like liability purposes, but the lack of people coming out and engaging with that kind of stuff. Because like back then, back in the 90s, that was such a different time where, you know, we didn't have all this tech stuff and, you know, people were more engaging with one another and having fun out in the outdoors. Oh, just drop me a space, like a item here. Nope. So I can look for a opportunity to re-roll it for a possible R key. Wait a minute, was there? Wait a minute. Oh? Oh, that it probably loops around then, okay. That kind of threw me off there for a second. Like, why would there be something here? No, I found a dead end and it loops around. Pointy red, why not, I guess. How you feel, bloat? You didn't like that, did you? Getting blasted with the lasers. You do with me all the time. Alright. Alright, this kind of thing. It hurts. No, it doesn't. It hurts. No, it doesn't. It hurts. No, it doesn't. By the way, I found out recently that the show that I was talking about yesterday, last episode, That's So Weird, evidently that's all on Disney Plus. So you can watch every single episode. Now, I don't really use Disney Plus, so thanks. I mean, I guess it's been out for a while. I don't really have a Disney Plus subscription or anything like that, but yeah, I mean, like, there's some perks with having Disney Plus. I know that. Like, you can watch a lot of old shows, old movies, new shows, a lot of Marvel stuff. I know, but whatever, like, I mean, I used to subscribe to Netflix, which is not owned by Disney, but I kind of stopped because it's just like, stream is okay, but I don't stream as much as what I used to. I don't go out to the theaters as much as I used to. I don't know. Maybe I'll change someday. I mean, I don't even know what really much of Netflix they got anymore. Like, different exclusives. I did see some Amazon exclusives, and I didn't really like them too much. The ones last year. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an old grumpy old fart or something. I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.